Smack talking where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is Smack Talking Raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom!
What's going on, everybody? It is Smack Talking Raw. I'm Pinky. We got Ronstradamus in the house. What's going on, Ron?
What's going on, Pinkster? This is a big week for you, my friend.
Feeling good, buddy. Feeling good.
You may not have been at the first one, but you're going to be at the last one. That's what I got to say about that.
I'll be at the last one for sure. I'm excited about it. Man, I'm excited. Nice little weekend with the wife. Washington, D.C., never been there. So gonna have to watch the Broncos game on the way back, on the plane on the way back to Colorado. So gonna be a good weekend, buddy. How you doing?
I may be using my season tickets I'm fighting with one of the co-owners of the tickets because I want to go. One of these days I gotta treat you to go to the game. We're 14 seats off the field. So yeah, it's ridiculous. I'll have to show you pictures of that. But yeah, man, big game against Green Bay on Sunday. That's for sure. And it's a house divided because my wife lived in Wisconsin for a lot of years. Now she's partially Bronco fan, partially Green Bay fan. So she's in the middle, but the kids are definitely on the Wisconsin side of things, and I'm on the Bronco side. So somebody's moving out.
Time to get those kids out of here.
Man, speaking of football, well, first of all, our 11-2 Denver Broncos. Check us out. And then just in case you didn't know, now you know. So there's that. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about fantasy football. Do you do that, Pinky?
Yeah. I've got like 10 teams, buddy. What do you want to know?
Okay, got it. This year I only took 2. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go dominate the league, so I'll be able to focus and concentrate on what's going on and so on and so forth. I started off 7-1 in both leagues. 7-1 in both leagues. I just almost officially lost. I'm almost getting eliminated from league number 1, which was the big money league. I had injuries that just crippled my team from the time I was 7-1 all the way through. And I'm just about to be almost eliminated from the second one, depending upon what the course of action is by the time we're finished with this tonight. So from the penthouse to the outhouse, bro, I think it's fixed a little bit, my friend.
Oh, buddy. I've been there. I've been there. Nothing's worse than being like, man, and that's one of my teams this year. And again, nobody really cares about other people's teams, but my team this year, similar thing. I had a bunch of injuries. I had a couple guys on suspension. I've just been managing it. I got into the playoffs. I am in. So, and once you're in, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And I'm on the outside looking in, so I can't even stand it. So for those of you out there playing fantasy football, I'm putting you like this. I wish that WWE was consistent so we could do fantasy Raw or fantasy SmackDown, but we ain't got that kind of booking right now. So I just really want to just celebrate the fact that, you know what, it's football season. We got Super Bowl opportunities coming up for the Broncos. If we get the number 1 seed, we may have a good shot at it to get there. But anyway, back to the broadcast at hand. So Pinky, you're going to go see John Cena's final match. How are you feeling about that, bro?
Dude, every time they've been doing these little 2-minute segments of an interview that he did that's supposed to release tonight after Raw. Every time they play those, man, it just hits that, oh my God, like we're there. This will be Cena's last match. He has done media like all last week. He was on he's on the Chris Van Fleet show that comes out Tuesday. He was on Bill Simmons' show. He was on he was on a bunch of them. And it was like he was just doing podcasts this last week. And all of them had the same thing. This is my last match. Like he did Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. Yep.
He did Jimmy Kimmel. And I liked what he said on Jimmy Kimmel. He was like, I need everybody to understand this is my last match. I want you to get that closure so that you're not like, oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. I'm not coming back. This will be it. Do not think that I'm coming back because you won't get that closure that you need, you know? And I get it. You know, there are a lot of wrestlers. I'm retired. And then you see Ric Flair in another promotion, right? Or Sting or, still Taka Goldberg doing another match somewhere. Like, I get it. John Cena's got enough money. He does not need to do this anymore.
Well, let's play devil's advocate. Tony Khan comes and says, they didn't really do your last year in WWE right. I just want to have a one night only, and I'll give you $50 million to wrestle.
I don't think he would take it.
100 million.
I don't think he would take it because that would make him a liar.
True story. True story. We got a lot to cover today here on Smack Talk and Raw. First of all, my name is Ron Stradamus. Reason why I get that name is because I am flawless when it comes to picking how WWE programming is going to go. And then that's Pinky, the Pinkstradamus. He is also pretty darn good this year. And next year, if you're one of our listeners, we're going to be having a competition and we're going to keep stats for the whole entire year. And the loser gets dinner. The loser buys dinner for the winner at the end of the year. So we're going to keep track of all the pay-per-views, WWE, from the first one all the way to the last one. And we're going to keep score of who did what. And we'll keep the tally running all year long to see who's doing what, when, where, and how. And we're going to, and then as a part, like, so it would be easy to say, okay, we all picked the same matches, no big thing. So if there's a tie and we have ties on all the matches, whatever, we're going to have a coin toss where the other person has to choose somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So we'll figure it out. So we have a clear-cut winner. No disqualification, Pinky. What do you think about that?
I'm thinking I'm excited because I eat a lot more than you. So that's going to cost you some money, baby. I'll make sure I get that workout in. I'm extra hungry that day.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Before we jump into SmackDown, I got to tell you, Ron, I think I have a problem. I have now got multiple action figures. I got LA Knight. Found this for $10. I was like, cool, LA Knight, let's go. I'm really excited about this one.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, I got to get Ethan Page. And then I had to get my girl.
You had to get, it's still in the package, right?
Still in the package. Still in the package. I think I'm gonna take them all out and play with them because what good are they in the box, right?
I figured that one was coming out of the box anyway. We'll talk about that on a different program, man, you know, Smack Talk and Raw, we got so much to cover today. Normally I have a segment here called the Raw Rant, Ron's Rant. And today I do want to rant. What I want to rant about is how come I knew Gunther was going to be inside of the last match with John Cena a month and a half ago. He wasn't even wrestling at the time, but we got a notification saying that Gunther was going to be. So they had this whole tournament, and I'm thinking, okay, at some point in term, they're going to swerve us. And why did somebody let that out? Because it takes away the whole momentum. Unless. And so my Ron's rant has hope today. Unless there's a swerve coming in with regards to who is John Cena's final match. And so I'm going to come back later on in this show in about 45 minutes, and I'm going to give you my ideas of who could be the final true match for John Cena in WWE. So remind me, Pinky, to come back to that.
All right.
See you in a minute on that.
Yeah, I know we got that notification, and that's where I felt like, you know, Carmelo Hayes, that would have been great. You know, he was young. Javon Evans even, but you can't have Javon Evans beat Gunther in Gunther's first match back. I get it, but
Obafemi,
Yeah.
all these different. I mean, now Obafemi has made his way over to the SNME match, but I mean, it would have been so incredible for him to face John Cena in his final match.
Well, let's talk about SmackDown real quick. SmackDown, good, not great, nothing real memorable. I was just say, man, and we got to see it live. The open challenge with Ilya Dragunov, all of those matches are bangers. They're all fantastic. His match with Carmelo was really good, and it's given me hope. And I know you like this. It's giving me hope that Carmelo's about to get his push because they're featuring him quite a bit lately.
I like the fact that all the NXT champions that were there once upon a time are now starting to step up. I mean, whether it be Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, all these guys are starting to get rubbed right now. Obafemi, they're starting to come up because they were all champions down in NXT. How do they come up to WWE and become jobbers, right? We want to make sure that these guys have the right standing, and that's just a booking issue. Triple H, when he used to run NXT, there was always the conversation that Vince McMahon didn't see Triple H's vision inside of guys. And I think the same thing goes now. You got Triple H not seeing Shawn Michaels' vision with regards to these wrestlers that are coming up. So
it just comes back to that whole, like, you got to have something for them to do. You got to have a clear vision and plan for them when you pull them up to the main roster. And, you know, the booking's just not good sometimes, fortunately. I know
that with the previous regime, and it's a bummer because WWE didn't get the true payoff, but the Undisputed Era, you know, those four guys had all the belts in NXT, and not a one of them came up to the main roster. Not one of them. They could have been the New Age Four Horsemen or what have you, but I really think that Vince McMahon put the kibosh on that. That's what caused the problem. But Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kyle Fletcher, and all those guys that were there, they were fantastic wrestlers, fantastic brand. And I'm just grateful that Ilya Dragunov right now is starting to get a good run and a good name in the United States Championship run that he has. So it's awesome.
I'm every week, the pop for Ilya is getting bigger and bigger. Every week. So I like that. I am an Ilya fan. He just puts on great matches, man. And there's something about that I really enjoy. So the open challenge is the best thing on SmackDown right now.
Hands down.
And then we had this match. We had the open challenge, and then we had this match was the match to end the night. And it was this was another banger. This was great. And, you know, I know people are hating on Gunther. I'm still not, like, on the bandwagon that Gunther should be Cena's last opponent, which I know we'll get back to your theory here later. But there's just, like, if anybody's going to give Cena a really good match, it's going to be Gunther. This match with LA Knight was awesome. And there were moments that you felt like LA Knight might win. And then there wasn't.
You know, the only thing I could say about this whole program with LA Knight is that I hope that there's a huge payoff that dude gets for his character work, because for him to be either he's going to become a mega superstar or he's going to get fired, because he's either pissed somebody off bad, or he's in a situation to where he's about to be strapped with a rocket boot to his butt and just go to the next level, because there is no reason why. Then let everybody know LA not the thing, right?
Guess who's had the most matches this year?
LA Knight.
70. I think after this one, it was 76 matches this year. And some people don't even have 30 on the year. He's got 76. Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
So I am I'm
So
rooting
you
for
know
him.
I'm a Gunther guy. I'm a Gunther guy. I love Gunther, but Gunther and John Cena, their match, they have no chemistry with each other. They like Gunther hasn't even really said anything until recently about John Cena. So it's like all of a sudden you're going to put it's like the proverbial we met at the club. And now we got to do business with each other, right?
Right.
It's awkward.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. I'm just going to focus on the match right now, and the match that these two had was really good. And I liked that like crossface that Gunther put on LA Knight to tap him out. I liked that more than the sleeper. I was like, oh shit, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, he had LA Knight strapped into that pretty good for sure.
So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. This was just great, man. Besides the outcome, which I felt like the outcome was inevitable. Gunther's like Thanos, he's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So good to Gunther, and we'll come back to him in a little bit and give him some more flowers.
Okay.
So let's move on to one of the. I had such a great time. I had to watch it in segments because I was kind of busy this weekend. But NXT Deadline, Ricky Saints, Obafemi. This is the first championship match, men's championship match, to open a PLE for NXT. Which I was like, oh, that's kind of a crazy stat, right? That this was the first one to open a PLE. Did you check this? Did you get this match?
I only saw this match. I didn't know where it fit into the big kit and caboodle.
Oh, so good, man.
Such a good match.
Such a good match. I will tell you that move when somebody's up on the apron and Oba just slaps him down, immediately I go, damn, like that. Like, I don't care who you are. To be moving and then all of a sudden go the opposite direction. You gotta feel that. You feel that one in the morning the next day.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
No.
I missed Oba though. Oba coming back and getting a chance to get in the ring and stretch his legs. It was really good to see him. And the fact that he's going to be challenging, I'm not challenging Cody Rhodes, but having a match with Cody Rhodes is awesome.
Dude, that was his first match since he lost to Ricky Saints
right
2 months ago. And he looked like no time had passed. He looked great. He's fantastic. He put the what's his finisher called? Why am I drawing a blank? I love Oba. I'm drawing a blank. Now I'm gonna look it up. Oba Femi finisher. People are gonna be like, how did you forget? I'm like, I forgot. I can't find the name of it.
While you're talking, I'll find it.
All right, you find it for me. Find out what the name is. But he did that, and it's always awesome.
The pop-up falling power bomb.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just a great display of strength.
I didn't know that was a name. I just thought that was like the move set. So I didn't.
There's a specific name that they've given it to him. So they don't just call it a power bomb. They've got like a falling from grace or I think it's fall from grace. Maybe. I don't know. We'll just say it's a power bomb. But they did give this match a special rub. Beforehand, it was told to these guys showed up on SmackDown, which was cool to see them on SmackDown. And it was presented that the winner of the match would take on Cody Rhodes on Saturday Night Main Event. So I was super excited at the end of the match going, holy crap, I'm going to see the ruler at Saturday Night Main Event. I was having a good old time.
You are. That just clicked with me. Oh my goodness, you're going to see Oba Femi at Saturday Night's Main Event. Wow.
Yeah, buddy. So I am super stoked for that. I got a feeling. Drew Mac. We'll talk about it, but I got a feeling. So yeah, congrats to Oba. He is the champ again. I do believe this is going to be short-lived. I believe the next PLE is the first weekend of January. Something hell. New Year's Hell or something like that. And Oba's going to lose to Javon Evans, which we'll get to. But
all right, let's talk about that when you're ready.
Actually, we'll just talk about it now. We'll just talk about it now.
Okay.
So we got the Iron Man Survivor Challenge. These 5 guys were handpicked by John Cena, which was pretty cool. And have you seen an Iron Man Survivor Challenge before?
Yeah, that's an incredible match. I mean, Shawn Michaels putting that together. That's that should be in the main roster also. But good, continue.
I feel like it's got it's kind of like another version of Elimination Chamber, kind of, right? But a little bit different rules. It's basically you got the 5 guys. You start the match with 2. Another guy gets entered in every 5 minutes. You try to get as many pinfalls as you can. If you get pinned or submitted, you have to go into the penalty box for 1.5 minutes. All right, so they got a little penalty box in there. That creates some fun stuff because if one guy's in there already and another guy comes in, they can start fighting in the box.
Yes.
There was a fantastic thing last year with Ethan Page and Oba. Oba's in the box. Ethan Page got submitted, and he's going to the box, and he's like, I don't want to go to the box.
Kobe.
And you just got Oba saying, bring him to me. Oh, so good. But, man, I'll tell you, the 3 guys, I don't know if you notice all these guys. We got Javon Evans. You got Leon Slater. You got Miles Bourne. You got Dion Lennox and Joe Hendry. And a lot of these guys are kind of younger guys that they're trying to start featuring now, which I think is because the word is there's going to be some call-ups here at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, at least by Royal Rumble. So if some of these guys get called up, they got to have guys to replace them, right? So
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of what this was all about. Watching Leon Slater and Javon Evans, there's just nothing like them. There's just nothing like those 2 guys together. Leon Slater did a 450 on, I believe it was on to Joe Hendry and pinned him. It was nasty, man. It was just straight nasty. Javon Evans did a bunch of stuff. Miles Bourne was okay. Dion Lennox is a powerful guy. He's just kind of he's really starting to get into his groove. He was dark. He's in Dark State, and he was part of the tag team champs. He actually gave up his role as part of the tag team champs to kind of go a little bit more single oriented, so that he's not in the tag team picture anymore. He'll be doing more single stuff, which I think is part of pushing him forward. And then they made Joe Hendry look great too. Joe Hendry had some good moments in this match as well, which I know you're not a huge Joe Hendry fan, which I get. He's not for everybody. His gimmick is a little cheeky, right?
Man, it's more than cheeky. It's assy. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I mean, I get people like Joe Hendry. I get it. When I first heard of this Joe Hendry guy coming on and he turns around and he smiles, and I'm like, and then what? What do you do? And I watched him wrestle, and he's okay. You know, there's nothing great about him, but he's over. So kudos to people that turned to wrestling because of Joe Hendry. Me, not so much.
I mean, I like Joe. He's a good guy. He's pretty good in the ring. He doesn't do anything that you haven't seen before. He is kind of that guy. I just have no doubt that he's going to be your baby face. You know, he'll be on the main roster as a baby face within the next year, I believe.
Turn him a heel. Turn him heel. And I think they're going to and put him in a doink costume. Then he'll be more interesting.
Whoa, easy. So this was a really fun match. Javon Evans pulled it out. He will now face Obafemi. This was great. I'm excited for that. I do think Javon Evans will beat Obafemi at the next PLE, and that will be Obafemi's last match in NXT. Is what I'm predicting there. So
yeah, I think that Oba doesn't need to be an NXT anymore. I think that he needs to be a main roster superstar without a doubt, 100%.
So this, they didn't actually have a graphic of this on the site, which was kind of funny. But we had Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley have a match. Izzy Dame recently had turned her back on Tatum Paxley and helped her lose the title against JC Jane. JC Jane was able to get the title back from Tatum, and Izzy was the reason for that. This storyline's actually been really good and really interesting. It's probably the best storyline going right now, just based on the betrayal, and Tatum Paxley's acting has been really fantastic, like almost like crying in the ring. So it's like she's really putting out that emotion. This match was good. Nothing amazing, nothing great, but they were telling a really good story all around the ring. It was really cool. So,
well, tonight would be my day to watch NXT. And for those of you that are tuning in now, we normally release this later on in the week, but we're doing a special episode of Monday because Pinky is going to be heading to DC. For those of you that haven't already tuned in, to go and watch John Cena's last match. Now, don't think that Pinky hated. He asked me if I wanted to go many, many moons ago, and I declined. So it would have been really crazy, me and Pinky being out in DC together, but only one of us would have came back.
Well, it's okay, Ron. We still have New Orleans. We still
That's
got
true.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is it. Let's get it.
So this was good. We'll move on from that. You know my guy,
Ethan Page.
Yeah, baby. So again, I hope Ethan Page is able to get his way away from AAA. Right now, he's really involved in the AAA circle since him and Chelsea Green are the mixed tag team champs. He's done a lot of title defenses against wrestlers from AAA. He has helped build up their profile and get them noticed. Mr. Iguana, El Hijo del Vikingo Jr. or Wagner Jr. I think he's even done some stuff with La Parca. He's done stuff with a lot of different AAA guys. Awesome. But it's time to start moving him. I need him on the main roster. I need a guy who just is a bad guy. And not just because he's evil. He's just all ego. I'm better than you, and I know it.
And I know it. That's for sure. I think that when a lot of the wrestlers started coming up with their contracts from the other organization over to WWE, I think a lot of people were concerned that they would get buried within WWE. And Ethan Page is one of those right now. He's over. He is so over right now. But at what point in time do you pull the trigger to make it so that he gets to the main roster so he doesn't lose that luster? Javon Evans, when do you bring him over so they don't lose that luster? The booking's got to be consistent and solid. Give Ethan Page more looks on the main roster. You're giving him looks on AAA. I would venture to say that if you were to ask most wrestling fans, 1 to 10, if they watch AAA, maybe you got like a couple of people that went over. You're not going to get a big magnitude of people. So I don't think you lose anything with that per se, except for the fact that you get this crossover from Ethan Page, who you love. Now you're watching AAA wrestling that you normally wouldn't watch.
Hey, all the AAA events this year, I watched them all. They were all fantastic.
Yeah.
If you like lucha wrestling, fast-paced flips, a lot of stuff, all of those events were fantastic. And Ethan Page was at all of them. Awesome job. So Mr. Iguana, Ethan Page, pretty good match. I will say Mr. Iguana is probably kind of like Joe Hendry, right? It's a gimmick. The gimmick does get a little old. I've seen Ethan Page versus Mr. Iguana too many times now. Like, they didn't do anything in this match that was completely different than what they've done before. I'm hoping this is their last match. Ethan Page did pull it out. He is still the champ, and he's still the double champ, and he will move on. But hopefully Mr. Iguana can go and he can start wrestling someone else. I need him to leave Ethan Page alone for a while. But I do like Ethan Page and Chelsea Green a lot. So that dynamic has been fantastic. And then the last thing from NXT Deadline, and This was the best part. The Oba match was pretty damn good. Oba and Ricky Saints match was pretty damn good. I would say this was probably the best part of Deadline, though. This was fantastic. Sol Ruka was great. Kalani Jordan was great. Lola Vice did her thing. I mean, she knows what the people want. Let's just say that. She knows what the people want.
The people or Pinky want.
I mean, I'm part of the people, right? I'm a man
I
of the
represent
people.
the people. I'm the representative of the people.
And then Jordan Grace, I feel like she's starting to lose her luster, unfortunately. Because Kendall Gray is the other woman here. I don't know if you've seen a lot of her. She's popping up on NXT. She's the Evolve Women's Champion.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're sticking a rocket on her right now. And she's fantastic. She is fantastic in the ring. And all of these women really shined except for Jordan. I just think Jordan looked out of place with these women because besides, I guess Lola, she doesn't do a lot of high flying, right?
No.
Lola's kind of got one move.
Yeah, she's got
what
one
she
move.
does.
And she does it right.
And she does it well. But when you have these contrasting styles, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, and Kendall Gray all do a lot of flying, flips. They do a lot of athletic stuff. And then you've got the two girls who don't. It kind of took their shine away. I felt bad for Lola and Jordan because it was really just they just didn't have any moments where they really shined.
Well, that's where one of the things that frustrates me about WWE programming is that and I say this a lot. Back in 1985 to 1988, you could watch NWA wrestling and you really believed that Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Barry Windham or Lex Luger, they really did what they did to the person that they were doing it to. Because there was a time where the NWO they had the police called on them because Rey Mysterio got thrown into the side of that camera truck, and everybody thought that the NWO had really taken over, and they called the cops on them. Now that you know that Triple H is writing the scripts and all that sort of stuff, it takes away a little of the luster of like what a person would really do in that battle. You know, when you I talk about this a lot. If I'm in the octagon, right, I might be a wrestler. I might be a Taekwondo person. You get in the octagon, I'm whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the ring. I'm doing elbows. I'm doing strikes. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Ron, I didn't know you knew jiu-jitsu. Me neither, right? So at the end of the day, when you're putting these girls that have different styles inside the ring, you got to get them to get outside of their element to make it so that everybody's blending in, to make it so that they fit inside the ring, as opposed to letting one stick to their genre, letting the other one stick to their genre, and they get lost in the shuffle, to your point, Pinky.
So Kendall Gray did win this, which I will say one of the things about both Iron Woman and Iron Man Survivor matches, they both had a pinfall with like seconds to go to win it. And I was like, that, like, you did it twice, right? Like I saw it already on the women were first and the men were last. I feel like they should have changed it up. If we had a last second pin for the women, maybe you just have a guy dominate and he got 4 points and everybody else only had 2, right? Versus, having another last second. And the men, everybody had 1. Javon got the pin at the very last second. And this one, Kendall Gray got the pin in the very last second to become the Iron Woman Survivor Challenge. So she will be facing JC Jane for the Women's NXT Championship, which I think she will win. Because she
needs to. She needs to.
She's on NXT almost every week as the Evolve champion. Her profile is rising, and I do believe Sol Ruka is going to the main roster as part of some of the call-ups that they're talking about. I'm trying to think if Sol Ruka and maybe Jordan. I don't know if there's much else. I mean, I know Jordan hasn't won a championship, but she can hang. I don't know. There's just nothing else for her to do, really.
Well, it's like Bianca Belair when she was down in NXT. She won nothing. She was just an also ran, and then she comes up to the main roster and she's a superstar. So who knows?
Sometimes maybe it just takes some rebranding, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Jordan needs, because I think over the last 6 months, all of her luster is gone. She got her title opportunities, never happened. Blake Monroe put her in her place. It's time for her to move on, probably. All right. So I know we had one. We've got a topic to finish the show off.
Before we go into that, I just want to remind everybody, all the things to do. Drop a like, a comment, talk about content that you really want to talk about. As we get into this segment, I'm just thinking about like my favorite John Cena moment. And I was there for this one. I was there for a lot of them, but this one specifically I was there for because I couldn't believe what my eyes saw. WrestleMania 25. John Cena was fighting against the Big Show and the rated R superstar Edge. And he has them in the corner and he picks both of them up on his shoulders, the Big Show and Edge on his shoulders, and walks them into the middle of the ring. Unfortunately, Edge slid off, but the fact that he was able to take the 500-pound giant, the Big Show, and the 260-pound Edge and hold them enough to be able to walk to the center of the ring, that was unbelievable. That's my favorite John Cena moment of all time, because that strength that he showed right there was unprecedented in my mind.
It's amazing, because that you're talking about, it's probably, depending on if it was heavy Big Show or just kind of slim down Big Show, it was probably at least 700 pounds. And I'm thinking, man, 700 pounds on your back walking, that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So Saturday night's main event, Washington, D.C., Saturday night on Peacock. Check it out. It's going to be a blast. It will be the last time we see John Cena in the ring wrestling. He's still going to show up from time to time, maybe hype some other guys up. Maybe he'll do a manager. Maybe he'll do a guest referee match or something. But he is done performing in the ring. I do take him at his word for that. So this is, so far, we've got 3 matches. I believe on Raw tonight, they're going to announce a few more matches. But we've got 3 right now. So we got Bayley and Sol Ruka. This got announced on SmackDown. And I'm not sure why Bayley, but sure. I know Bayley's big on mentoring the younger generation. She just had a wrestling conference this last week.
Yes, that John Cena was at. Yes.
That John Cena showed up at and gave his time. And there was a bunch of women were there, amateur wrestlers from different promotions, and seemed to be a great time. So I guess it kind of makes sense that she's helping. This is also one of the reasons why I think Sol Ruka is pretty much done in NXT. By Rumble, I think she's done. I'm super excited to see her put a soul snatcher on Bayley, though. That's going to be dope.
That move is unprecedented, for sure. For sure. She is the owner of that move. That's awesome.
Are we counting wins on this one? Do we need to make a prediction?
So if you want to play that game, we could do it. I take Sol Ruka.
You think Sol Ruka will win? I know Bayley's kind of stuck in the tag team division right now, so her taking a loss in a singles match probably doesn't really hurt her much. Sol, I think we'll both go Sol. I think that's probably the way to go.
We got some soul, brother.
Got some soul, so I'm excited for that. This one, though, as we talked about, we alluded to, I can't freaking wait for this. I can't wait, buddy. And I got to bring up, I took a screenshot of it. I sent you that tweet from Obafemi.
Yes.
The biggest factor is change. When change met the dinosaurs, he sent the meteor. When change met man in the Old Testament, he sent the flood. And when change comes to the main roster asking for Cody Rhodes, he will send the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, Obafemi. Damn, that's so good.
So good.
Like, I'm scared for Cody right now. And I know they're not going to let Cody win. My earlier comment I was going to make was I think Drew McIntyre will get involved to help Cody. If Cody loses, it's because of Drew, or Drew will get involved to where it's a disqualification.
I agree with you. I think that Obafemi is going to get the rub here so that everybody knows that he's a badass. And I think Oba's going to win, but I think it's going to be at Drew McIntyre's hand. And that's going to result in Drew McIntyre and Cody having a match at Royal Rumble for the title. Because otherwise, why would I know Cody came out fired up on Friday Night SmackDown. I want Drew, and you've never beaten me, Drew. But it's like, why would the fans get invested in that? This is a great way to be able to tie that all together.
Right. And Cody just attacked him on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, we're keeping that feud. People are like that feud. We're keeping it going. So, what better way to do it than here? So, super excited about this. There are I believe there will be 2 more matches announced tonight, is what I'm thinking, on Raw. So, fingers crossed on that. I will get hyped up.
So, are you taking Oba also?
I mean, I'm gonna take Oba in a disqualification. Well, I think it's gonna be a DQ. I don't think anybody wins. It'll be a DQ because Drew McIntyre is gonna get involved and cause a DQ. Because I don't think you want Oba to look weak by taking a pin to Cody, and I don't think you want Cody to look weak either. So I think the meet in the middle, you have somebody come in and interrupt it, and at some point the ref sees the Drew mess with them and rings the bell. It's a disqualification match.
Cool.
You taking Oba though?
I'm taking Oba with McIntyre giving Cody a Claymore to the face, and Oba just covers Cody for the 1, 2, 3.
That would be dope. I hope that happens. I'm gonna go DQ, but I hope that happens because I'd love to see Oba. I want Oba done in NXT, man. Like, I didn't like him coming back and taking the title back from Ricky Saints. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, he never needed to show up in NXT again, unless they were just like, well, we don't want you just yet. We still need to sell some more tickets, and you sell tickets, so we're gonna keep you for just another month or 2.
That's correct.
And then we'll move you on. And then the last match that's been announced so far, as we talked about, John Cena versus the Ring General Gunther, who also came out with a pretty good promo after beating LA Knight, and talking about how he's going to make John Cena tap, and how, hey, John, you can't see me, but I can see you. Or no, you can't. I can't see you, but you can see me.
Right.
And I'm going to come and beat your ass.
I'm going to come and beat your ass. Right.
So, what are your thoughts of what's going to happen?
So, Triple H, Paul Levesque, has been under so much heat with regards to his booking. So there's 2 ways that this can go, and one of them is not going to happen, but I'm going to fantasy book this for you a minute. So all of a sudden, Gunther's music hits and he doesn't come out. And all of a sudden, they flash to the back and Gunther is being held down by the bloodline. And all of a sudden you hear, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, and then down to the ring comes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and everybody, including yourself, loses their everlasting mind. So what I want you to do is, if that does happen in your last will and testament, because you may die right there on the spot, I want you to make sure that I get all your belts and all that sort of stuff, because your kids don't really care. Harmony tells me in my ear, she's like, Dad really loves this stuff. I just do it because I like to hang out with them because I'm a little kid and everything like that. Me, right there, 17, never, right? That ain't going to happen, but that would be sick if it did. But the more likely thing to happen is Gunther's music hits. They pan to the back and they show Gunther laid out. And then all of a sudden you hear dun, 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 dun. And Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring, challenging John Cena in his very last match. And in that case, John Cena wins and finally beats Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3 to go out the conquering champion, the conquering hero on Saturday night's main event.
Well, that would be amazing. And that would be a great swerve. And Triple H won't do it.
Me and Paul been on the phone recently. I called up the WWE headquarters enough to where they finally put me through. He's like, "Are you crazy? I'm running a multi-billion-dollar operation." And I'm like, I'm trying to take it down with my little show called Smack Talk and Raw. Okay?
I would love that a lot. I'm still pissed off about WrestlePalooza, which most of us are. Because that whole thing just doesn't make any sense except for ESPN wanted Brock Lesnar on the show. So they've got Brock Lesnar on the show. But then if he comes in and squashes Cena and nothing else happens from it, then why did we do this at all? It didn't serve any purpose. He was good at War. Brock was good at War Games, but he wasn't like dominating at War Games. He hasn't. That was his only other match since the WrestlePalooza. So we haven't seen him come in and dominate people to where it made sense. Like I saw an interview of John talking about their 2014 match where, Brock had come back. He took out Cena or Undertaker's streak, right? And it was like right after that, John was like, okay, if he beat the Undertaker, took the streak, now we need to make him look really monstrative. So we was like, who's the dude that's going to beat this guy? And he was like, and we knew it would be Roman Reigns, but we wanted to make Brock look like a monster. So how do you look like a monster? You beat the crap out of John Cena, right? It served a purpose. WrestlePalooza didn't serve a purpose. I'm still pissed off about it.
Until Saturday night's main event. Because then you set up Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which everybody's been clamoring for the last couple years, because you got to introduce those guys to the script. If Paul Levesque has any... Paul. If you have any weight inside of your pants in the front of your loaves and you want to show your cojones, your big, gigantic grapefruits, you book this match the way it's supposed to be built. Because if you don't build it this way and it's just Gunther versus Cena, you're putting heat on somebody that doesn't need that heat, which is Gunther. Gunther needs to be moving in a different direction. You've already built it with the new look, with the new music. He could become a good guy. And now people start getting behind Gunther. When he's fighting against Brock Lesnar, they have some brutal bouts. And you can actually get brutal for a while, bro. That writes itself.
It is fantastic. It is fantastic. So I'll put you down for Brock Lesnar.
No, put me down for John Cena. John Cena's winning the match.
And I think nobody's coming out. Well, I think there might be some shenanigans, but I do think Gunther will beat up on John, and then John is going to go Super Cena, and Super Cena is going to win the day and give the crowd what they want on his last match.
Are you going to have tissues there?
I am. Yeah.
Are you going to cry?
Probably. Yeah.
I want you to FaceTime me when you're crying.
I'm like, it's so beautiful.
John Cena. Yeah, man, I'm gonna miss you, John. I was there at WrestleMania 20 when he had his debut at WrestleMania against the Big Show, and that was incredible at Madison Square Garden. WrestleMania 20, he led off the match against the Big Show as he won the United States title that night against the Big Show. That was a pretty big night. The next year he won against JBL.
Yeah.
That was his first world title match. WrestleMania 22, he beat Triple H at in Chicago. 23, he beat Shawn Michaels. 24, he beat Randy Orton and Triple H. 25, he beat Edge and Big Show. 26, I don't think he wrestled. No, he fought against Batista. WrestleMania 26. He and Batista fought. So, I mean, I could go on and on and on. John Cena is one of the most credible professional athletes ever because he loved professional wrestling. There's people that come into this, they're just in there for the money. They come in there and they're just in it for the notoriety and the prestige. And behind the scenes, people have said some things about John Cena that, okay, at 3:00, we're going to have dinner today. And I am the one that did it. I am Rikishi, and I did it for The Rock. You know, I mean, he has that kind of disposition. I want things in order. But the problem with him wanting things in order is that that's what makes a champion great, is when you are a person that's an orderly person, you no longer put things aside and say, okay, I'm okay with going your way. He knew what it would take to be a champion. He followed Vince McMahon's leadership. He's followed Paul Levesque's leadership, and now he's bowing out. So I think that he sees where wrestling is, and he said that he wanted to kill wrestling, and to a certain degree, I think that he did. Because coming this year, in his last year, they could have booked this so much better. But that just leaves that we're not going to have this era of wrestling anymore. It's got to grow into something better, something that's going to be more. I think that one of the things that I'm looking forward to, especially with TKO owning WWE at this point, is having more of a realistic component to WWE. You know, you got your Carmelo Hayes, your Javon Evans, and all these guys that are high flyers and do all these spots. I think that you're going to have more brawlers come into it. I mean, you've already had it's going to be more physical, and ESPN's involved now. So they're unhappy with the deal that they have with WWE right now. So I think that you're going to start to see a change in character development. You're going to see a change in how the product is presented. And I think that'll all bode well for the product moving forward.
It needs to get edgier as well.
Yeah.
I feel like we're being too PC for all the corporate sponsors. Like, this is wrestling, guys. It's like that. This is what it is. You know what you signed up for. If you want more people signing up for ESPN Premium, let me show you how we can get there. Right? And right now, people aren't doing it because it's just not something that they're like, oh, I gotta watch that. You know, we're watching it because we're lifelong wrestling fans. To get those new subscribers, they need people like that are like, oh man, that's awesome. I need to see that. I need to watch that new guy that's really exciting. Like, that's where they're going to get their growth. So as we wind down Cena's career, Ron, we had kind of touched on it a little bit last week. We got about 7 minutes left. So we talked a little bit about which wrestlers have had the biggest impact overall on professional wrestling. And I think we can kind of narrow it down to 4 guys, in my opinion. The Rock, Ric Flair, John Cena, and Hulk Hogan. Would you agree with those 4?
The biggest impact on professional wrestling. Wow. I've been thinking about that since you brought it up, and I don't agree with Ric Flair. I think that Ric Flair was an incredible wrestler, but as far as selling tickets into big arenas and stuff like that, he didn't do anything outside of WCW at the time or NWA at the time. He was just a great wrestler. I think that the 4 tops ever, you're going to be looking at Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and then as weird as this may sound, Pat McAfee. And the reason why, as weird as it may sound, is his crossover coming to WWE to just be a part-time broadcaster landed the WWE the ESPN, because he had the exposure. He already had the platform with ESPN. So that gave more eyeballs to the WWE product from an ESPN standpoint. Like, we already have one of our guys in there. Maybe we can take advantage of this. You got Pat. He's giving the global branding of WWE out there to a marketplace that otherwise wouldn't know about it. He's Piper's Pit on ESPN.
I do like that he's helping out by always having interviews, always having guys over. When the PLE is coming on ESPN, all of the wrestlers come through the Pat McAfee show and do an interview. So he's definitely doing a job. I mean, I still think John Cena would be the guy over Pat McAfee, but I like where your head's at, that if we're talking about current individuals that are helping build professional wrestling, Pat McAfee would be on that list. And it is one that not many people would think of because, again, he's not a full-time wrestler in the ring. He's done some matches that have been pretty damn good as well for a guy. But his impact is being felt. He's coming back to the desk next year, right after college football season.
I wanted you to be mad for a minute. I do believe Pat McAfee does have a lot of street cred for some of his matches, and I do believe his global appeal is great. But of course, John Cena is the fourth person that I would.
I figured you were trying to poke the bear, but I'm a nice guy, Ron. You didn't. You gotta. You know what? I'll send you Caleb's number. You can text him and be like, "How do I poke the bear and get him to really get pissed off?" He'll give you the details on that.
I have seen you leave the program for sure. I've seen you leave the program. So to conclude out our show, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a couple of normal dudes that love professional wrestling. And sometimes I'm pissed off at it and I talk about it because I've been watching it since I was little. And when the glove don't fit, you can't acquit. I got to call you to the task, Paul Levesque. So the thing that I'll share with you, and for those of you that got that context, good job. If you didn't, call me up later. But we love this thing called professional wrestling. We're committed to making sure that we give you the most unadulterated, unbiased programming that there is. Tune in. We normally broadcast later on in the week. We're especially broadcasting right now. For those of you that are watching Monday Night Raw right now live, good job. Hopefully it's a great show tonight. There's a lot of good stuff that's going to be coming up. But Pinky, you're going to be traveling, so I send you off with traveling mercies this week. If you see something I should have, call me. And I actually got to send you a wire. I forgot to do that. I got to send you some money. And then when you're there, if you see something I must have because it needs to be a part of my collection, hit me up, and I will definitely send you some money to get that too. But we love Pinky, and we're sending you off with great time. And hopefully that the last time is now. Is not your last time is now. We want you to be back here and be a whole bunch better. And if you guys are ready for John Cena's last match, it doesn't matter because he's already said he ain't coming back. And if you want him to come back, we got 2 words for you.
So good.
See you next week.
Yeah. Smack talking raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Curr in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play. Dropping hot takes every single day. Mike's blaze, crowds wild, energy tall. Monday night vibes, we bring it on. From the top rope talk to backstage bro.